The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, good evening, everybody. How are we doing tonight? If I can get a audio and video check, let me know that you can see my screen and that you can hear me. We're coming through. All right, hey guys.
How's it going, everybody?
Daryl's on here too. All right, good, good. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us. We've got a great webinar for you tonight. We're going to be tag teaming a little bit. I'm going to kick it off here and walk through a little bit of some basics and behind the scenes stuff, and give you a little review, and then Daryl's going to hop on and going to do a little bit of a trade walkthrough and going to announce a winner for some free membership time. How's that sound? That's right, double trouble. 2 for the price of 1. All right, well, let's get us kicked off here and get rolling, guys. So let me get our recordings going here as well. So welcome everybody to the Be the Sniper or Be the Target webinar. My name is John Skelton with Apex Investing, and also on here is Mr. Daryl Martin. And we're going to get moving right along here. And let's pop up some disclosures here. As always, trading involves risk. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. You can take a second there to look through that. I want to welcome you guys. We have a lot of new members with us here that are joining us for our open house boot camp, and that free boot camp is going now till December 4th. So we welcome you guys. We're glad to have you on board. For those of you that have not signed up yet for that, check it out at apexinvesting.com/apexopenhouse. And it's completely free, no credit card required. We want you to come in, try it out for free, be in our live trade room, check out the indicators, the systems, the training courses. And as any of you that have been with us for the couple of weeks of it here, you see that every day we're pouring our heart out there in the elite trade room. We've been doing some extra webinars here. We're trying to give you everything we can. We really want to get you guys up and going during your free time here. And we're always here to help. That's what we're doing again here tonight is digging in a little deeper, but not just digging in deeper, but also to help simplify some things here for you. So real quick, if you are brand new to the open house, make sure that you know what you're doing and where to go. You'll log into the Apex website here, and once you log in with your username and password, what you'll do is go right here, okay, to activate Sniper Bootcamp. This is your whole world. This is where you're going to live during this open house. Everything you need is right here. Congratulations. Got a few people saying in my first week, first few days. As soon as you get to this page here, the very first section, you can register for some upcoming webinars. This right here is the one we're on now. Go ahead and get registered for the one on Thursday. Then right here, some of you guys have skipped this video. I know you're very eager to get right into the elite trade room, but I put right here required to watch because this is a very important video. It's not just talking about 6 figures to 12 months, but it walks you through the Apex side, how to use it, how to, some rules for the elite room, how it works, good understanding there for you. And then right here, step 2, we let you right in the trade room. Now, if any of you have had any troubles accessing the trade room, just scroll on down. We added another quick video here, 4.5 minutes troubleshooting the elite room, and that will get you right in.
Just about everybody, if they're having an issue, if they try a different browser like Edge or Firefox, has been able to get right in.
Yeah, and that's what most of the troubleshooting video here walks you through. If you're not having the download pop up using Google Chrome, just use Firefox or Edge and you should get right in. So make sure to do that. You can test it out tonight to get in there. Hop in and join us in the morning as well. And then, step 4 here, this will walk you through how to easily get set up with your NinjaTrader and get your charts all set up. If you have any troubles, guys, just go through these step by step. They're quick, short videos to get you set up real easy. If you have any trouble, right here is a installation help room in Skype. It's a great room. I showed you the other day. It was after midnight. People were in there helping others get set up and get rolling. It's
there's a ton of activity this weekend too. People getting set up.
Yeah, so. Weekend, nights, definitely use that. If you scroll down a little further right here to step number 8 is webinars. And then right here under D is recent webinars. Tonight's webinar, this is where the recording will be placed. And I'm going to be referencing a couple times here in a little bit These 2 webinars, okay, last week we did 2 webinars, understanding the levels on the sniper chart and understanding OP on the sniper chart. And tonight's webinar is going to kind of assume that you have watched these or that you have watched the Understanding the Charts videos. But if there's anything you're not catching tonight, these are the 2 webinars you want to go back and watch. These are the 2 webinars that are going to really, kind of step by step explain to you what some of these levels are and what some of these obstructions are. You'll understand a little more when we get to that. But that is down under step 8, section D for recordings. Okay. So
why don't we also go up? We had a question about the plans.
Yeah.
So people are sort of wanting to know what's going on because we have promotions going on. If you go up and show them up in the account menu there, how that has the plan comparisons and sort of go over what the plan comparisons are and the promos.
Sure. If you go up here under account menu links, okay, this drop down box will pop up, and right here you can click Apex Elite Plan Comparison. Okay. And this will kind of give you a comparison of our plans. For those of you that are right now with us in open house, okay, you know that you can get into open house, no credit card, free, and you have access to everything that you need in order to do the sniper trades themselves, okay, the main trades that we do in our room. And that is the Elite Silver plan. Okay, that's what you have free access to during open house. Okay, we also have our Elite Gold plan that has a few more indicators included in it, and one of those being the indicators to do the simplicity trading system on your own chart. Now, the simplicity chart's posted in the Elite Trade Room. So even if you're only on a silver plan, you can still see the simplicity chart in the room. You can still follow along. You can still demo trade off it. But if you're wanting to have it on your chart itself, on your own computer, you would need to have the gold plan. Okay. And so there's several different, we have monthly plans, we have semi-annual, annual, lifetime, platinum. There's a bunch of different plans. You can check those out here on this comparison page, okay, of what's involved, whether it be a monthly or annual or semi-annual. Now, we do have some specials running right now for those of you that are in open house that, do want to go ahead and join and get one of those memberships. I know some of you said, hey, I like this, I want this, I'm ready to go, I want to sign up now. Or I want this simplicity on my own chart, I want to sign up now. So what we've done there is if you go right here to sign up for any plan or product, okay, there's a couple of specials that we've put up. And I want you to understand a couple things about them. First of all, if you decide that you want to sign up for one of these specials, you're not going to lose your free time. What do I mean by that? I mean, well, hey, I signed up for this 30-day free boot camp and I'm 2 weeks into it. But I know that after that 30 days, I can sign up and pay $1 and get another 30 days. So I get like 60 days. But if I want to sign up now to take advantage of one of these specials, I don't want to lose out on that remaining 6 weeks or 5 weeks of free time. All you have to do is this. If you decide to sign up for one of the specials now or before the end of your free time, just go ahead and sign up, get rolling on it, send us a help desk ticket. Send a ticket to the help desk, say, hey, I just signed up, but I still have free time left. Can you please add it on? And what we'll do, for example, right here we have the open house special. And what the special is the monthly Elite Gold for the silver pricing, meaning the gold membership is $300 monthly. The silver is $200 monthly. What we're offering right now is you can sign up, and for $200 a month, you'll get the gold membership. Okay, so you get the gold for the silver pricing, saves you $100 a month. So let's say you signed up and you did that, you pay $200 now, your next bill would be in 30 days. Well, if you send in the help desk ticket and say, hey, I still have 5 weeks left, then we'll extend that out 5 more weeks where you won't get another bill for, 2.5 months. Okay, we don't want you to miss out on any of your free time. We want to add that on for you, but we want to make these specials available to you. One of the other specials we're doing here is 4 months of gold. So again, gold is normally $300 monthly. So 4 months, that'd be $1,200. But what we're offering is 4 months of gold for just $600. Okay, So if you signed up for that, paid the $600, you'd have 4 months of gold, meaning you won't even have another bill, you know, till after that 4 months. And then ongoing, it'd just be 200 monthly. And that would be for the gold membership, meaning either one of these promotions will be the gold membership, which will get you simplicity. Okay. So for example, if you signed up for the 4 months of gold, you sent in a ticket and said, hey, I've still got a month and a half left on this free time thing. Well, then you're not going to get another bill for 5.5 months next year. Okay. So that's a couple of the specials that we're offering there. That's what we mean by don't lose your free time. Okay. And that includes that $1 for that second 30 days. We'll add that on as well. We're not going to charge you the $1. Okay. Like we'll just add it on. It's not about that. So that's what the specials are there. Check those out. As of right now, those specials will expire December the 4th. Okay. So don't wait on those. If you want to get rolling, get them now, because I know a lot of you want to do simplicity. Okay.
There's also the lifetime memberships that are $2,000 off. So.
Yes, that is true. That's true. If you look down here, we've got some of the platinum and lifetime memberships. I think the lifetime's 2,000 off. I think some of the platinums right now are those are 2,000 off as well, I believe. So a lot of savings on there.
Titanium and gold are all 2,000 off.
Yeah, so check those out. A lot of savings here. Okay, kind of releasing a little early, like a Black Friday type special, but giving you guys access to it now if you want. Okay, so take advantage of that. But if you do, make sure to send us a ticket so we can add on the free time for you. Okay. The auto trader is
separate because we don't own it.
Right. The software itself to run the auto trader is separate. Okay. Because we don't own that. We just have a discount option available for you. But all of the tools you need to run the auto trader, yes, those are part of the silver plan. Okay.
The Mind Mastery course is already discounted at right now. It's $279 versus $997. So.
Okay, so that gives you an idea of what we're looking at there on those special.
CJ, you put your ticket in after you order.
Right, that way we can look it up and say, all right, there's his order, there's when the next billing should be. Now we can adjust that billing back to include his free time. So we can't adjust the back end without it being there in the back end. Okay.
The help desk is the Zen desk.
Yes.
We'll give you a 1 month credit if you upgrade to lifetime later.
Yeah, if you're going from monthly but you want to upgrade, yeah, we can work that out. So, okay. And if go ahead.
The auto trader is discounted. Just go ahead and click on the auto trader website on the link, and you can see what the discounted price is right now. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get going.
Okay, well, so showed you there where to go, where to check out the videos and courses, how to get into the Skype room if you're having trouble getting to the Alive Elite Trade Room, some tips there and troubleshooting there. One quick update here. We've made some updates to some of the chart templates. You should have gotten that message pop up in your NinjaTrader. So we've uploaded the settings in a few of the templates. The first thing you want to do is to update your Apex toolkit. All right, and you'll want to go in through that desktop assistant, update your toolkit to the most recent toolkit. If you're not exactly sure offhand how to do that, let me show you right where to go to find out. You're going to go right back to that page where we were, right here under Sniper Bootcamp, because you need to know how to do this, okay? And what you want to do is right here under step 3. This is where you set up NinjaTrader, and you're going to go right here to step number 2. First video right here is how to install the toolkit the first time, and then right here how to update the toolkit. And don't freak out and say, oh geez, I got to watch more videos. It's 36 seconds, okay? So can I count on you to do that? If you're not sure, just watch that 36-second video, update your toolkit to the most recent toolkit, and then what you're going to want to do, once that toolkit updates, then the new templates will be loaded in there. And what you're going to want to do is when you have your workspace open, okay? Whatever chart templates you already have open, okay, all you're going to want to do is, for example, you just go to each chart and you want to right click and go to templates, load, and then find that same template you already have, but load the most recent one. Okay, basically you're just kind of refreshing each chart you have with the newest version of the template to make sure all the new settings are in there. Okay, and then you'll of course go through and and save and open and close your workspaces as usual, but you want to just go into each one, right click, load, and just reload the template on that chart to get the most recent one with the updated settings. Okay, so just wanting to make sure you have a little bit deeper understanding. I kind of already showed you there a second ago where the webinar recordings are. And if you have not seen those 2 recordings or were not on those webinars with us, make sure to go back and watch those 2 recordings about understanding the chart levels and understanding the order prints. It's going to really help you understand where some of these things come from, have a deeper understanding of walls and levels, and what we're going to call obstructions tonight. Okay, so just a quick kind of review here. I want to talk a little bit about the back end, and I want to give you a little understanding of the why. Now, if you were on some of those webinars last week, you heard an extended version of this, but for those of you that weren't, I just want to set the foundation a little bit real quick here before we jump into the trade setups themselves. So order prints, okay, the Apex order prints, those is our magnifying glass into the bars and into the market. It really tells us what's going on behind the scenes. And plenty of you have seen, order flow or footprints by themselves in the past, and they don't mean a whole lot, right? All it is just a whole bunch of confusing numbers like this that you don't really know what to do with, right? And you've watched a million webinars and some crazy guru telling you what to do, and you're tilting your head to the side, and you have no idea what to do with these numbers. Well, what we've done is we've put algorithms into this and have it interpret things for us that we need to know without us having to watch every little number that's coming in, right? And so our algorithm interprets things that we want to be able to see, exhaustion, trapped orders, momentum, volume, and we have it plot and overlay right onto your trading chart here, okay, where we got rid of all of the numbers, we got rid of the confusing mess, and it plots certain things out for us that are important that we need to see, such as zones of interest like you see right here, or paw prints like the orange line here. Clusters, these yellow shaded areas of price here, these are clusters, and much, much more. But the main 2 things I want to talk to you about tonight is what we call exhaustion boxes, okay? Those are going to be these red boxes on the top. See that red square box? See the boxes here, here, and right here. Or they will be green boxes if they're on the bottom of the bar, just like here, okay? And that's called an exhaustion box, all right? So one of the things that plots over from the Apex order prints chart onto your trading chart. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is a little hard to see on this one here, but inside of here is a blue shaded area, okay? You see it down here on this one right here. See the blue shade inside of the box? Or even here, the blue shade inside of the box. Here's one that's outside of a box. Those are called trapped orders. So those are the 2 we want to focus on tonight, okay? The exhaustion boxes and the trapped orders. And what we're looking for with this particular trade setup that we're going to talk about is when we have a trapped orders inside of an exhaustion box, okay? Well, David, I can't make this particular chart bigger because it is a PowerPoint slide, but I can definitely come over here just to make sure everybody can see it. And I can pull one up on a chart real quick. And we're going to do that here in just a second, okay?
I'll pull up charts later.
Okay. Yeah, I mean right here. Do you see it on this chart? See that red box? And inside of it is the blue shaded trapped orders. Okay, and that's what we call a TX, or trapped, okay, trapped and exhaustion. Okay, trapped orders inside of an exhaustion box. So, okay, well, that's cool and all, but what the heck does that mean? Why is it important? What is it? Okay, so let's talk about that for just a minute here for those of you that may not know. So what is it that we're really pulling over here from the order prints chart, and why is it important? Okay, well, here's an order prints chart by itself. Okay, here's what's kind of behind the scenes. And I want to, and some of you understand this already, but we're just going to do a quick review. And for those of you that don't, I want you to hear me out here and follow me. So what does all this mean? Well, the left number here on this bar, the numbers on the left, these are the number of sold contracts at each price point. Okay, you can see the prices over here, right? The right-hand side is the number of contracts that were bought at each price point. Okay, so let me ask you a question, especially those of you that are new with us, and think back to when you were completely new to trading. You may not have had a clearly defined system, right? You might have had some little crossover indicators or this indicator, but you were still hesitant to press the button, right? You're like, okay, whatever this little system is, it tells me I should get in because this bar closed down, but I'm not quite sure. I need a little more confidence. I want to make sure it's really going down. Okay, now another bar is closed down. I'm feeling a little more confident. Okay, I just want a little more confirmation that that's where things are going. I want to follow everyone. Okay, and another bar closed down. And finally, and you might be getting in kind of late, but finally you say, okay, I've seen a few bars go down. Now I'm confident to get in, right? How many of you have done that? And then as soon as you get in, what happens? Who can tell me? You kind of wait, and then you wait another bar, and you wait another bar, and you're like, now I feel comfortable to kind of follow that crowd. I'm going to get in. And then as soon as you place your order, what happens in the market? Who can tell me? Up she goes, right? Revert. Goes the other way, goes against you. And you just think, they're out to get me. Everyone's out to get me. The market did that just because of my order, right? They knew what I was doing. Goes the other way, exactly. Well, and how many times have you had that happen to you in the past or with other systems you were trading? And it just frustrates you, right? Yeah, TZ, right. They're only out to get me. The whole worldwide market moved just to get me. Okay? You felt trapped down there. Well, I want you to take a look at something here. These bars that are closing down, I want you to look. If the bars are closing down, then right here at this point in the market, overall, the sellers are in control, right? So I want you to take a look at these numbers right here. See these numbers of contracts? They're a little bigger on this reversal bar, but then look right here. 42 contracts sold, 61, 46, right? Remember, this is where you're thinking, well, maybe I should go short. I'm thinking about going short, maybe. Then this next bar, 81 contracts, 68 contracts, 44 contracts, this bar closes. And then with your old system, you're thinking, now I feel confident, I'm going to start piling in. Well, if you're thinking that, don't you think there's a bunch of other retail traders out there doing the same thing? Hesitating, waiting, and then, oh, we're all piling in. Look what happens. See these contracts? 42, 61, 46. 81, 68, 44, boom. Look at this. 775 contracts sold. 377 sold. 445 sold. Do you guys see that? See these smaller numbers, and then boom, all these tons of sell orders start piling in right here. You see it visually? Well, notice down here that blue shade. And what did I tell you that the blue shaded area is? Trapped orders. Why do we call it that? Just because it's some fancy name that sounds good? Well, look what happened. All those sellers start piling in right here and get rejected. The market goes the other way and the bar closes up. They're trapped down here. Why? Well, if you sold right here, wanting the market to go short, where's your stop? Your stop's up here somewhere, right? So all these sellers start piling in, get rejected. The big boys push it the other way to go up and get their stops and run the market up a little bit. So how many times have you been the person that was in that trap? We've all been there, right? We've all got trapped. You've been there. Wouldn't you much rather be able to see the trap and not be part of the trap, but wait for it to reverse and have an order waiting just one tick above this bar to go up a couple bars and follow the big boys? Does that make sense what a trapped order is? Where it's not just some random blue shade that comes up on the chart. There's a reason for it and a powerful reason for it. Okay? Can you understand that reason why it's there? Because it was a big pile in and said, nope, going the other way. And you don't want to be part of that trap that's getting screwed there. You want to be part of going the other way and getting in at the top of this bar to pop it up. Okay? So you see why it's important to have this rule. It's important why we look for that particular thing there. Now it makes sense. Perfect. Good. And that's the point. I want you to see a little bit what's under the hood here. Now also notice there's a green box at the bottom of this bar. Okay, what is that? That's an exhaustion box, because we're not just looking for trapped orders alone. We also want to see an exhaustion box. Okay, because you can kind of see here, look at this, 775, then way down to only 445 and way down to 48. You see that exhausting, you see it kind of getting exhausted on the sell side, right? But then all these buyers are coming in right here too. Look at these number of buyers over here, 12, 5, 5, 39, 26. And then see how this tapers off, and then look, 200, 500, 500, 400. See that? So there's exhaustion on the seller side, and there's trapped orders on the seller side, and the market reverses and the bar closes up. So can you see how it'd be a pretty unique and powerful thing to have an order waiting at the top of this bar to follow it up a little bit? Okay, when you see exhaustion at the other side and people that are trapped on the other side, and you can follow the big boys up. Okay, so does that make sense why those two things together are powerful? It's not just some random two rules we made up. It's not just two random indicators that happen to randomly cross over, which means nothing, right? It's identifying that area in the market. Okay, so that's what is behind a trapped order, and that's what's behind an exhaustion box, and why they're so important when we have the two of them together. Okay, so if we stop for a second and really think about it, what are we doing? What are we trading? We're trying to identify exhaustion and rejection in the market by finding the trapped orders combined with exhaustion. They're even better, if it's coming off of a level or divergent, but that's what we're doing. We're trying to identify a weak area in the market and take advantage of it. It's kind of where the name sniper comes from, right? We're waiting for just the right opportunity of where others are in a trap. It's a weak area. We can take advantage of it. And we're honing in right on that like a sniper and taking advantage of it. We want to identify the strength and weakness of the market and use it. And that helps us not to buy at the top or not to sell at the bottom. Okay, so we take advantage of that weakness and rejection. And that's what helps us have higher probabilities. Okay, we talk a lot about possibility versus probability. We don't take every single one of these blindly. We stack the odds in our favor. We know when not to trade. That way we just take the best of the best. So we do have some rules to help make the trade set up a higher probability, not just taking every trapped order that's inside of an X box. Okay, so Sean, we've already gone through that. Okay, so 7 steps to sniper trading setup. Some of you have seen this if you watch some of the videos. Step 1, identify the target, then identify the pattern, Identify the obstruction. Is there anything in the way? Is there any reason we don't want to take this trade? Then we want to identify the entry, and we want to have a clear, precise entry and a clear, precise exit. And then identify the cover and the opportunity. So let's talk a little bit about it. Identifying the target. All right, well, what we're looking for here in this setup is a trapped X box, okay? Meaning an X box, an exhaustion box that has trapped orders inside of it. They're even stronger with a paw or a mini magnet, okay? So identifying the pattern. The pattern itself, we want to have the trapped X box, and it has to be a reversal bar. Can't just be on any bar, any continuation bar in the trend. We're looking for a reversal bar. It also has to coincide with and match the color of the DR indicator, the deviation reversal indicator. Okay. Now I'm going to show you an example of that, and we'll talk a little bit about that. You also have
on number 4 here. I want to give an update.
Yep.
We've actually made it now where when it's a filtered TX, there's a green bar on the black detector. So that will show you where and I'll show you that in a second, where the filtered TXs are and how you can easily spot them.
Right, and I think I have some of those on the screenshots here too. You'll see the green over them. Okay, so let's take a look here.
And that's in the new templates that we put up for tonight.
Here's an example of them right here. What Daryl was just talking about, where it's not just here on the detectors, it's not just a black line, you've got the green as well. See that? Okay. So right here on this chart, we see an exhaustion box, and inside of it, you've got a blue trapped order. Okay, so that is a TX trade setup. Now notice over here, the market's coming down, and then we've got a couple up close bars. Then we have a reversal bar that closes back in the direction of the trend here. Okay, so we're looking for it on a reversal bar. Okay, so the reversal bar has to close. At the top, for example, here is an exhaustion box with trapped orders. And down
it has
here,
a paw, which makes it better.
Does make it better, has a paw. But then down here, this is the deviation reversal or DR indicator. And what color is the DR indicator? It is red. So it matches red, meaning short. It matches the direction of the bar closing. The bar closed down. So,
and that's hence the filtered trapped X box. The red DR is the filter for a short, green DR is the filter for a long.
Right. Right. We also have so what do we have right here? Do you guys see this? Right here, we've got an exhaustion box. See the red exhaustion box? And inside of it is blue trapped orders. Is that a valid possible trade setup there? No, because it's not a reversal bar. Does everybody understand that? Because this is down close, down close, down close, down close. This is not a potential trade setup. We're only looking for them on reversal bars. For example, here we've got an up close bar, an up close bar, and then what do we have? A down close reversal bar. This was an up close, this was a down close. At the top of this bar, we've got an exhaustion box, and inside of it, trapped orders. Okay, what color is the DR? It's red. And again, you've got your detector there that lets you know, hey, that's a potentially valid setup. Check the other rules. Okay. So does that make sense? Reversal bar only. We're looking for the trapped orders inside of the X box and to match the color of the DR indicator. Okay. So there's a couple examples right there. And an example of what's not valid because it's not on a reversal bar. Okay. Yep, we've got a couple more screenshots here we're going to go through, and you can also check out the recording of this video, and we do have the step-by-step training of this setup in the training course as well. Okay.
And I'm going to go through charts from today too.
Yep, and Daryl's going to go through some charts and walk through step-by-step. Okay. Jerry, what are the two indicators below the DR?
I got it answered.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so quick question for you here. Over here, we see that we've got a detector alert saying that there's a potential TX trade, right? And this is a reversal bar, right? Got down close, down close, down close. Now we got an up close bar. It's got an exhaustion box with trapped orders on it. Is that a valid trade setup? No, exactly. What color is the DR? The DR is red. It's opposite of the DR. Okay? So I wanted to show you some examples there, what was valid, what wasn't valid. Okay? And even if the DR had been the right color, still not a valid trade for one other reason. I'm going to show you just a second here. Everybody see this line right here? This wall? Okay. Well, on one side, you need to know what is an entry, what is a potential entry, what are the rules. But to layer on the probabilities, we also need to know when not to take a trade. Okay? So here's obstructions. Here's when we do not take a trade. One, we have double clusters. Okay, what does that mean? Well, the clusters, as I showed you a minute ago, are those yellow price areas. If we have two clusters within 3 bars, we want to stay out of it, because 2 clusters within 3 bars can mean potential chop is coming. All right. We also do not take trades into these 5 major levels. If you have any questions on these levels, what they are or what they look like, go back and watch the 2 webinar recordings from last week that I showed you where to find earlier. We go step by step and we dig in for a couple hours into what each of these are, what's behind them, what they mean, what they look like. So we don't trade into a deviation level or into a wall or into a stack. A stack means any 3 levels stacked on top of each other, or double mini magnets. Okay, meaning we look for a level of 3 on the stacks, but 2 mini magnets count as well. Doesn't have to be 3. If it's 2 mini magnets, stay out. A flex level or a dynamic level. Now, what exactly does all that mean? Well, let's look at a couple of things here. Okay, first of all, this trade set up right here. It's a reversal bar. It's got a TX on top of it, and the DR is the same color. So if we were to enter at the bottom, 1 tick below this bar, what are we going straight into right here? We're going right into a wall there. We don't want to do that, do we? Okay, that's just an example of what I'm trying to show you there. We don't trade right into a wall. Now, if you pull up your trading chart, okay, and there's more information in this about this and more examples about this in the step-by-step training and in last week's webinars. But right here, we've got this live market. Notice this green line and number up here and this red line and number down here. That's the bar range indicator, right? Letting you know if the market comes down and hits this level, it's going to make a down close bar. The market comes there and hits this level, see, there it went. So if we were entering at the bottom of this bar, okay, now this bar hits right here, it'll make a down close bar. Let's just say this was an entry bar, which it's not, but if it was and we entered here, notice you've got another level here where market's moving. Got another level here where the next bar would close, and then the second one down is where your take profit would be. For example, your entry would be here, your take profit would be here. What that's there for, so you can look ahead and say, okay, between my entry point and my exit point, is there anything in my way? Like if this was to close down and be an entry bar, I'd enter there, I'd want to get out and get my profit here. So is there anything in my way blocking me from getting my profit? And that's what those are there for, is to help you see ahead and see if there's anything in the way. Okay? So if there was one of those levels in the way, you would stay out of the trade. Okay? Some other obstructions to identify. Coil chop. Okay, coil chop is 3 bars in a row. Up, down, down. Okay, so we consider coil chop. Or in a little bit of a choppy range, meaning it's 2 or 3 bars up, 2 or 3 bars down, 2 or 3 bars up, oscillating up and down. You don't want to be trading in a tight chop, coil chop, or in a smaller range chop. Okay. Also, trading into the top or bottom of a range. As you learn this trade more and learn to read the markets more, we'll talk more down the road about range-bound trading. Okay, but for now, just focus on going with the trend direction. We'll talk more about ranging. Do not trade against DR. Okay, and then use caution when DR is very low. What does some of that mean? Well, a couple things here. This is not a valid trade setup right here, but do you see the DR and how it gets very, very low here? That's what that means. When you see the DR very low like that, it could be.
You'd want to take a short.
Right. It could potentially be changing directions. Okay. Also, what do we mean by a 2 to 3 bar chop? Well, you see here, we've got 2 or 3 bars up, 3 bars down, 2 bars up, 2 bars down. You don't know if you're going to be in chop. Wait till we get out of that range. You could take a trade in here and it's still going to just chop, chop, chop. That's an example there of a few bars ranging up and down. We want to wait till we get broken out of that. And then, after you have confirmation of that kind of kink and burst, you burst out of that. But we don't want to be trading inside this rangy stuff right here. Okay. So where's the entry? Most of you know this already, but it's 1 tick above the high for a long and 1 tick below the low for a short on a reversal bar. And like I just showed you there before, what we're looking for on our profit is to exit at 2 bars later. Okay, let me show you let me just show you here. For example, on this setup here, this short, we'd be entering 1 tick below the low of this bar would be our entry, and we'd be in the trade for this bar, and we'd be out at the close of this bar. Okay, does that make sense? Or down here, we'd be entering right here, 1 tick below the close of this bar. We'd be in for this bar and out at the close of this bar. We're basically going for 2 bars. So we're ending 1 tick above or below the close of the reversal bar, and we're going for 2 bars for our profit. Okay, now if you watch the step-by-step training course, it shows you in there for entries. We won't get into detail tonight on entries, but there's ATM strategies that handle all that for you as far as your entries and your exits. Where would your stop be here? Well, if you entered 1 tick below the low of this bar, then your stop would be 1 tick above the high of the bar up here. Okay, 1 tick above the high, giving it room to oscillate and then go down. Okay, so that is a quick run through of the trade setup itself, what to look for, your entries and exits, and then a little bit about what's behind it. Okay, I want you to understand kind of what's in the background, what makes an exhaustion block, what makes the trapped orders, and why are they important. Okay, now one note here under identifying the cover is if there's a level within a couple of ticks before your take profit is right there, go ahead and take your profit quicker. Okay, like let's look right back here. Notice this trade setup here. As this bar closes, we'd be in 1 tick below the low, and then we want to be in for this bar and for this bar. So you see right here is this wall. So we had room to make our profit before this wall. But let's say this wall was a couple ticks inside this bar here. We really only had room for like 7 or 8 ticks of profit. We'd want to get out. We want to have our take profit right above that level. That makes sense? If it's just right there, don't risk it. It's not worth trying to get that extra 1 or 2 ticks and then have it reverse on you. So if you've got something that's right there in your way, you don't clearly have enough room for your take profit, it's a tick or 2 off, either don't take the trade or get out a tick or 2 above that level. Okay? Does that make sense? Well, Dave, on this particular trade here, it would be close, but you've got room.
Take it.
So, I mean, you would take it because this wall is still a couple of ticks underneath the close of this bar. So you have room to get your profit.
A mini magnet is not one of the obstructions.
Right.
Double mini magnets.
If there was too many magnets here, that'd be a different story. Okay. So guys, does that give you a decent overview of the trade setup and what's behind it to help you understand it all a little better about what to take and what not to take, making sure it's reversal bars only and making sure it matches the direction of the DR. And we went through briefly and quickly there the list of obstructions of what would keep you from taking the trades. Okay. Daryl, would you want to take it from here and kind of walk through some examples of some of this, how to put it to use?
Yeah, let me take over the presenter. Give me a second here to figure this out.
All right.
All right. Y'all see it? My screen up?
Yep, you're good to go. You've got ES tick strike in the way there.
Question that's coming up a lot is if there's two exhaustion boxes on the same bar, it doesn't matter. Just follow the rules for this trade. It doesn't have what's required. Don't worry about if there's another exhaustion box. Mini magnets are not obstructions. Double mini magnets are obstructions, and dynamic magnets are obstructions. But mini magnets, one mini magnet is not an obstruction. Okay? So here's actually an example right now that just happened while John was talking. I'll zoom in on it. So this is on the Dow, we got a trapped X box. And we have a green detector. It's a reversal bar. We enter one tick above. We got green DR, which of course is signified by the green detector. And then we enter 2 bars later and the trade's profitable. Okay? All right. A paw is not an obstruction. A stack is an obstruction where you have 3 levels or more. So also one thing I wanted to notice is I've had a lot of questions about the auto trader. So like right here, let me throw this on sim. So if I was doing this on sim right now, what I would do is I'd have it on semi. I'd have my ATM selected all the way down here. And I'd have my account selected. And then for the filtered Xbox, like I'd have like long and short selected. And then all I need to do is as the trade comes up, if there's an obstruction, I would just turn it off. But if there's not an obstruction, I just leave them on because they're filtered already. All I need to do is filter out the obstructions, and it'll automatically place the trade for me. So filter TXs are one of the easiest ones because all you're looking for are obstructions or, chop, right? So, and that is literally how the auto trader works. So you load the TA template. So you go templates, load. You gotta have to have the trading assistant installed. You choose all alerts or no alerts. And then choose semi, choose your account, choose your ATM. After you've also chose the account and ATM over here, and then enable long and short. And it doesn't matter what order the ATM is in, it'll still work the same way. So if you want it to be in a certain order, you can refresh it until it's in the order you like it to be in. Okay? Do y'all understand how the trading assistant works? Like it'll automatically, like if I would have had it on right here, it would have placed the trade one tick above this, and then it would have taken profit automatically right here for me. You don't need the filter because the filter is programmed inside of the code. So you don't use any of the filters. So we call this semi-automation because you still have to watch the chart. So it's not just to turn it on, walk away, have an ATM machine printing out money. You got to make sure there's not obstructions. You got to make sure DR is not too low. There's, stuff like that. Okay. So if y'all want to check out the auto trader where it'll automatically place these trades for you, then just click on the trading assistant thing on apexinvesting.net. I think it's like the second image, and it'll show them for you. Okay. And we'll talk about double TXs on Thursday. The auto trader's $597 for life. You can program it to do anything you want to, but it comes with our programming for our stuff, as long as you have our tools. But you can program it to do anything you want to. And then it's $750 for 2 computers. The DR direction is automated. That's part of the filter TX. So it actually automatically filters the DR direction. It's built into the programming already. Show the auto trader web page. Okay, there's 2 places, and I still want to go over some trades with y'all too. Sorry. We got, so if I go to apexinvesting.net, and then to sign up is apexinvesting.com/automate. So you sign up, and I got to sign in, so it's going to take a minute. Do I use the auto trader for my sniper trades? Most definitely. Let them go too fast to get on. So here, apexinvesting.com/automate. Goes through it all. I even have a video showing it. And fast forward right there, like where it just goes through and flying through a bunch of trades. So right here where it says access activate automation, once you have, you can either click here to get to the automation page to buy it, or once you bought it, when you click it, it'll take you to the training page. Yep, you can get a discount. Usually it's $990, and we sell it for $597 for 1, and we sell it for $750 for 2. If you already have Markers Plus, then submit a ticket to us, Rashid. And anyways, when you go to that, it'll take you to the training page if you have that enabled. I guess the account that it has it I'm logged into right now doesn't have it enabled on. I was in somebody else's account. But that's how you get to the training. So right there, and it has to download. I mean, it shows like in a few minutes how to download it, how to install it. I mean, it literally takes minutes. It won't enter and exit again on the same bar. It'll enter here, and then it'll exit 2 bars later. In this case, 2 bars profit equals 10 ticks. Well, it equals 9 ticks technically because you're entering 1 tick above the bar. The auto traders for any kind of trading you want. The templates are for sniper trading. The ones that we've built, the programming we built. So the auto trader is a really cool program that you can automate anything you want to automate. So if you want to get into it, you want to program a whole bunch of different kind of trading styles into it with any indicator you can think of, you can do it. We've automatically built this for sniper trading. So that's just a bonus that we built our own trading templates to go with it. It's not going to re-enter the same trade twice. We don't do that, period. Okay, so let's hop back at the beginning of the day. All right, so what are we looking for at the bottom of the screen to help us see if we have a filter TX? Like, is this a filter TX? If the markets are moving fast, will it work without slippage? Well, if there's slippage, there's slippage. The auto trader isn't going to make there not be slippage. So that's just how fast the market is. But it does use a stop limit. So it caps it. And if it goes past a certain point, it'll cancel the order. And then, do we have a green detector down here? At the bottom? No. So we automatically know, not only by looking at this and looking at everything, but just the detector alone tells us it's not a filter TX. right? So I can literally just scroll along until I get a filter TX. I don't even have to look at all the bars. I can literally just look at the detector at the bottom. Okay, so here we got a detector. So that one's green. It's also a double TX, by the way. So we're right here. This does meet the rules for a filter TX. What would be the one thing that would give you pause or hesitation on taking this trade? There's no wall. Yeah, we got 2-bar chop, right? 2-bar, 3-bar chop. The detectors at the bottom automatically come with they come with sniper. Now these arrows, like this arrow, it says the arrow. Notice how there's a key, arrow, square, diamond, triangle, dot, triangle up. So that arrow on the chart is part of the auto trader. The diamond, which goes with, other trades. But like these markers come with the auto trader, but the detector comes with the sniper chart. So that's a good question. So we got, would you turn off the auto trader due to chop? So if I see 2-bar chop coming up, like let's go back 1 bar. So I see 2 bars and 2 bars. What do I want to do? Do I want to unclick short on the auto trader? Yeah. So there's a key at the top left that tells you what everything stands for. The diamonds are for using for ODD or DRD or ETXs, if it meets their criteria. It'll actually filter out double clusters automatically. So the trade did work, but it was a possibility trade, not a probability trade, right? And where do we want our focus? We want our focus on the probabilities. So we had 1 win from the night, 1 win from the morning, one that we would have won, but we didn't take due to the improbability, possibility. So now what's going on right here? Let's back up a little bit. What does this look like when you look at this? What is that? It's a range. Okay. One of the rules I think John talked about was not trading into the top of a range or the bottom of a range. Right? You don't want to take a scalp into the top of a range or the bottom of a range. Would you agree with that? Does that just make sense? So do you take this trade? So if you're using the auto trader, you would turn that off, right? And it wouldn't take a long trade. And you'd be glad you did. The master templates are TA templates. They're for automated trading. And they have all the setups on them. So now we scroll through, and one of the nice things about having so many different setups is you can easily get your 3 trades. Okay. Now we got another one right here. Do you see anything that would tell us not to take this trade? So if you're over here, and I mean, you can have your stuff on unless you have a reason to turn it off. There's just one mini magnet, right? That's not an obstruction. And we take profit. There were not 2 clusters within 3 bars. There's 1 cluster within 3 bars of the setup bar. So the clusters don't block us. There's 2 clusters within 4 bars, but our rule is 2 clusters within 3 bars of the setup bar. So that is a valid trade. So there's 3 wins, 1 win not got, 1 loss avoided. And that is the day on YM. Take a look over at NQ. I do not recommend that you let AutoTrader just run by itself because it doesn't follow all the rules by itself. There's no way for it to look for obstructions. Okay, so here we go. We got NQ opening up, being a little crazy. So no snipers until it slows down a little bit. Which, I mean, that's only, 10 minutes after the open so far. Starting to get some trades popping up. Looking for a filtered TX. All right, so right here. So if we look at that, see how big DR has been all the way? What happens right to here? What are we looking at? Yeah, DR is way down from where it's been. And think of DR as like a rubber band, okay? It stretches out and stretches out, and then it just pops back, and it has no more, once it pops back, there's no more tension on it. So it has no more room to move. Okay? So if you had long selected, you would have deselected it. Does that make sense? What were you going to say, John?
I was going to say, will you one more time reiterate the difference of with the green and without the green on the detectors?
Okay, with the green is a filtered TX. Without the green is any TX reversal bar. It could be an invalid TX trade. It could be an oscillation detector divergence trade, a hidden divergence trade. It could be, it could be a double TX trade. So black just means reversal TX. Green means filtered TX. Oh, it also could be an ETX. But green means filtered TX.
Meaning with the color of DR.
Exactly.
Okay, because that was a confusion there with some people were saying, well, will it take just anything?
It'll always be green when DR lines up with the direction of the trapped X box. Does it show up before the close? Yes, it'll show up below this line before the close. And then after it closes, it'll show up above the line. And you'll get an audio alert if you have it turned on as well. Scrolling through, we're only 45 minutes into the open. There is quite a few trades on here, but we're just staying focused on the filtered TX trades. Okay, so we got a short TX trade right here, filtered TX trade. What's the problem with this TX trade? There's a wall. Exactly. Do we want to take it into a wall? Is that a good idea? No, that's one of the 5 obstructions, right? Got dynamic magnets, walls, flux pivots, stacks, deviations. So even though the trade won, it was better not to take that trade. because we want probability, not possibility, because we want to keep our probabilities high. All right, we got a filter TX here. Green down there, we got red DR. It's coming off a wall, but what is it going into? I'll let you get that tick question, John. The name of this chart is TA Master Sniper All. TA Master Sniper All. Yeah. You don't have the stuff on the top with the extra arrows if you don't have the auto trader. So do we go into the wall? No. Last time it won, this time it lost. And that's what I mean by probabilities versus possibilities. It's 50-50. We don't want 50-50. All right, now we got a filter TX trade to go short. Do we have anything in our way? Nope. And the trade is profitable. Okay, now we got a filter to go short. Do we have anything in our way? Or take profit? We have a mini magnet. Now down here we have a wall and a dynamic magnet, but it's at our take profit level. So remember the step, one of the 7 steps is cover. What do we do if right before our take profit is a level? What are we supposed to do? Take it a tick before it. So whatever a tick before that, take your profit. Now this one happened to go all the way through, but we take it a tick before it. So it would have been a stack if these 3 levels would have been in the way of the take profit. But actually these 2 levels were on the take profit. So we're just going to take our profit 1 tick before. That makes sense to everybody? Okay, now we got a long filter TX, green DR, detector going up. Do we take it? Yes. Would you have had your 3 and done now if you're trading NQ and YM or either one? Just on filter TXs, would you have it done? How many trades a day do you need to get to 6 figures of income within a year? There you go. So there may not be 100 of these trades, but we're sniping, right? Now, there are a lot of other trades that we're passing by that we teach you. So you get to that 3 even faster. But there may be periods where, you go, wow, and there's not anything. Okay, here's another one. Filter TX, got our green DR, coming off a wall with the detector. Can we take it? Yes, there are multiple videos for the Auto Trader on the Trade Assistant page. Yes, you can, and it won. Now, at this point, would you keep trading or would you stop trading for the day? Yeah, you'd stop. We keep going and see what happens, but you want to stop at 3. Learn to stop at 3. That puts the probability edge in your favor. How many of y'all have traded and been up for the day and then been down for the day because you kept trading? How many of y'all would have a lot more money in your pocket if you learned to stop when you're up 3? And if you've been doing that for years? Oh, there's another one. Got a filter TX with DR. There's our green detector. Do we have any reason not to take the trade? Oh, so we take it, and it wins, right? That basically wraps up our day. I'll take it to 4 o'clock here. All right, we got another one. Now that's an ice level, so it's not an obstruction. So we got green DR. Or no, we got red DR. We got a short TX. We got our green detector there. Can we take it? There's blue right there in the bar. That's one of the nice things about the detector too. In case you don't see the blue, see that green detector, you know you got it. Yeah, we do, and it wins. All right, now we got a green DR, we got a filter TX, we got a green detector. Do we have any reason not to take it? We got double clusters. What else we got? It's not coil chop, but it's 2 to 3 bar chop. Coil chop is up, down, up. So we got 3 bars up, 2 bars down. We would not want to take this one. Okay, because you got 2 bar, 3 bar chop, and you have double clusters. It did happen to work, but we've missed out on a couple trades that wouldn't have worked by following our rules. So we've saved ourselves money. All we've had so far today, knock on wood, right? Going through 2 different markets, and this is today. This isn't cherry picked. It's winning trades. Do y'all think that the auto trader would help you catch these trades better? Do you see how it could pay for itself a lot easier? Like it could really easily pay for itself? All right, we got one last one. Because to try to trade all the way here. And this one would have lost because you didn't stop when you were up. The entry technically is above a wall. So stop when you're up. I mean, this is 4 o'clock at the end of the day. But institutional blocks are large orders. And ice is based on blue ice is where the highest amount of volume happened on the previous day at that price level. And then red and green is the 70th percentile of volume, of all the volume that happened yesterday is what red and green ice contain. It'll issue the indicator right at the close. Now the detector will automatically happen, but it'll do it right at the close, and you'll submit the order right at the close. Because right at the close, you may have something that makes it where it's not valid, like the trap may go away. The stars and the green red dots, that's under understanding the charts, William. So I don't want to cover that tonight because I want to keep it focused on filtered X boxes. But please go back and watch the 2 webinars from last week that John did, because he did an amazing job about explaining everything on the charts. All right, so are y'all seeing the value of trapped X boxes, filtered trapped X boxes? And do you understand now more why they work with what John showed you? And then are you able to see them clearly based on me going over them with you? And then now maybe you want to consider, it's totally optional. You can try to manually get them yourself. But as you know, the markets can move fast. Somebody asked, if you're trying to do Lulu, do you do more than 3 trades a day? No, just do 3. 3 a day, that's it. Don't be greedy. 3 a day. Coil chop is when you have up, down, up. Like right here, that's up, down, up. Or down, up, down. All right, so did y'all get a lot out tonight? Did y'all like the team teaching with me and John together tonight? A little bit different way of us doing it. The color is different on ice versus iBox. So we want to bring a little bit out. No, I wanted John to teach it to you because some people like the way John teaches. Some people like the way I teach. I teach very matter of fact. Here's what you do. John teaches very much here's why you do it. And I think both sides are important. And I've already taught the what you do inside the course. So he wanted to dive into the here's why you do it. And then I come in and wrap up with, okay, now let's go ahead and do it. Here's what you do again, putting it all together.
Yeah, and it's just really helpful seeing, we say it all the time, you don't need to know everything under the hood and know how the engine works and know how to take it apart and rebuild it to drive the car. But sometimes it's helpful to know a little bit what's behind the scenes, like, okay, well, that's a great rule. I need this red or green box and this blue color, but why? Like, why is it so important to do that? Why is it so important to follow the rules? Why is it so important it needs to be on a reversal bar? And when you know, seeing that order prints chart, what's behind it, and you understand, oh, that's what makes a trapped order. Shoot, I've been one of those people in that trap before, and I wish I was in it the other way. Okay. And combining that with exhaustion, and combining that with chop rules, and combining that with making sure nothing's in the way, just helps you really understand why the rules are important. They're not just there to be there, you know? So good. Glad you guys like that.
And then one last thing we got is I want to remind y'all, make sure you're hopping on our Facebook page, not just our group. We have a group that's awesome for posting, but also hop on our page and share. Like I put a new video up that I made, share our videos, share everything you can. Every time you click share, you get included. And we're basing it on shares right now. So make sure you're sharing stuff on the page. And we have a winner for the contest for a free month of Gold Elite, and that is Corey Anderson. So Corey Anderson, congratulations. You have won the free Gold Elite membership.
Congrats, Corey. I'll get that taken care of right now and shoot you a message.
All right. David asked, why would you not just trade the Filter TX? Well, you can do that to start out with, but there are other great trades that work just as well. And the goal is to get to 3 really as quickly as possible and be done. So that's where the other trades come into play. You never know what order they're going to come in. All right, well, y'all have a fantastic evening. We will see you tomorrow morning in the trade room. And make sure to register for Thursday's webinar. We're going to go over double TXs, okay? And y'all have a fantastic night.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.